Welcome to India Authors Podcast. And today we have a special guest. She is an army veteran, a doctor, and a woman. So please welcome Dr. Archana. Welcome, Dr. Archana, to India Authors
Thank you,
Podcast.
Manish.
So tell us something about your background, Dr. Archana.
Manish, I was born in a middle-class family, born and brought up in Ranchi. I had been a little girl, short, dark. So I faced a lot of bullying in my school days because of my skin color and my shortness. But then I realized that I had the brains to go far. So I started working on that, did very well in academics, and then went on to the prestigious Armed Forces Medical College, did my MBBS and MD from there, and joined the army at the age of 18 years.
Wow.
And I served the army in the Army Medical Corps for 23 long years. And then health issues, because of them, I had to take a step back, take voluntary retirement. And now, out after a lot of finding ways, means to find myself, I am here as a published author of the India Authors Academy.
Okay.
So thank you for having me here.
Great. Wow. You said something very strong, brains over beauty,
Yes.
right? And that's the motto probably helped you reach to the level where you are. And I think every woman and in fact, men as well, or rather I'll say girls and boys should listen to this saying that brains over beauty. That's what matters the most. So what inspired you? And you said that you went through bullying and a short height as well. But what inspired you to really go to armed forces? Because usually you might think that you might not be accepted that in that kind of role, but you ended up into armed forces.
So that's another very interesting story, Manish. The cutoff at that time and in the for entry into the armed forces medical services was my height.
Oh,
The cutoff criteria changed
yeah.
after that in the next year. But yes, I was lucky, maybe destiny, and had paved that path for me. So I did get into the Armed Forces Medical College. And
But what was your inspiration to get into armed forces? Because women usually don't go, especially you looked at becoming a doctor and getting into armed forces.
yes, so my parents faced a lot of questions when I got selected to get admitted into the Armed Forces Medical College. They said that it's a different way of life, and if she goes into army, nobody will marry her, things like that. So that developed. But my parents were very supportive, and they pushed me and supported me in everything that I wanted to do, especially my father, who was very proud the day I got commissioned into the Indian Army. And I can still remember the pride in his eyes when he stood with me when I had stars on my shoulders.
Wow. And I think every Indian is proud of armed forces and all the stars that we see on your badges and on your uniform. And it always feels like we should salute all of you guys. So thank you very much for being a part of armed forces. So
Thank you.
how did your journey went from the time you got out of the college and you were commissioned to some special place, and there was a different kind of situation that time, and how did you handle that whole thing?
Yes. So medical college doesn't prepare you for your professional aspect in real life. in whole. When I joined the army as a young doctor, the first posting I got was in J&K in the border areas. And um, unfortunately, within a month of me getting posted there, the Kargil War happened. And it was a devastating time for many. We saw a lot of loss of lives, limbs, a lot of families destroyed, lot of soldiers maimed mentally, physically, emotionally. And it was a tough time. For the men fighting on the front, the story is evident. But for the doctors trying to heal them, trying to bring them back to health and life, the role they play is tremendous because they are the only ones that the soldiers have as backup in the remote areas. So at that time, I was very ill equipped to the experience and the sight of war wounded soldiers. We had massive casualties in our sector, which I had to handle single handedly with just one nursing assistant and one box of medicines. So it was a very challenging time, and it impacted me emotionally, mentally as well. That the life that I had thought of a doctor, especially in the army, like people think that army is all about perks and privileges and a good life. But there are many, many challenges that you never encounter in the civil life.
That's very true. And I think a very good aspect that you just opened up, saying that we see men on the front and we see that army men are fighting, but there are lots of people in the background who are supporting them as well. And one of them are doctors, army doctors. So tell us your life, the life of an army doctor, how does it goes? And when you have gone through 23 years of this service, how did it how did it go? What happened to you?
I faced a lot of casualties and challenging life and death situations in this span in different aspects. Like, not only the war, but we had avalanches, accidents, and I was posted to the Siachen sector where we had high altitude casualties, the Siachen glacier casualties, different kind of casualties. Each phase, each posting has had a challenge of a different kind. And the common factor is that in the forefront, you don't have that much in terms of resources or manpower support or the backup of shifting the patient and immediately to a higher center. That is there. The weather challenges, the terrain challenges, and the distance between the forward post hospital minor MI room that we call, what you recognize as OPD in the civil. That is what is there only in the forward one room setup.
Wow.
So to get an injured or ill soldier back to the hospital setup, which has the facilities to treat him, is a challenge in itself. So till the soldier gets evacuated to the big hospital, we have to be there for them and manage within the resources, do all the jugaad that we can to keep them alive, to keep their limbs alive, to keep their health alive, so that they reach the next hospital in a condition good enough for them to survive and thrive.
Wow. Can't imagine, jugaad that we think every day can actually save lives, especially when you are at such a situation where you have limited resources. You are a doctor, you have that responsibility to save somebody, but you don't have means to really help them to save everything. So, wow, I cannot even imagine thinking, saying that how would you have managed this whole thing. So, tell me something, saying that you have seen so much of war, blood, sweat, and all these casualties that has happened across the time. It must have taken a toll on your emotions as well, emotional life, and your body, your mind. So, tell us something about that.
Yes, it does, Manish. It is never easy to see the men that you have, uh, like almost, we have a community in the armed forces. Everybody is away from their families and they are very close knit. So, seeing them in real life and then seeing them wounded in and fighting for their life and limb is it's a impact emotionally that I cannot explain in words. But still, most of the times that the doctor has to push their emotions under the carpet, not get affected by that sweat, blood, whatever, and try to do justice to the injured soldier because that person needs you, the patient needs you. It is more than what you are feeling and what you are going through, it's about them. So we generally have to push our emotions, our mental state under the carpet, clamp them down, and then keep doing our duty towards saving the life and limb that we can.
Wow. So true. When our loved ones get a cut, we get so emotionally stressed. Seeing so many of your friends and colleagues getting injured like this, losing their limbs, losing their life, must have been such a emotional trauma. So, what I understand is you have created your life missions to help heal the healers. So, tell me something about that.
Yes, so I had to quit the services because of the emotional and mental burnout that was happening to me till the time that I felt I was not able to do justice to the patients, and I had to step back and take care of myself first before I went out to take care of others. So I had quit the armed forces in October of 2019, and I had wanted to take a step back for 6 to 8 months and heal myself and then get back into the specialty. But when I went on that break, COVID happened and we lost a number of
Lives.
close people, a number of lives, and I lost my father at that time. And in a time when I just couldn't go there, be with him, or even talk to him in his last minute, I couldn't help him. So that took a major toll on me. And I was at a point where I didn't have any confidence in myself, in my ability to heal others, because I myself was suffering too much. Then I decided to take a choice to heal myself first so that I could be there for others. I went through a lot of uh, Googling and learning a lot of self healing techniques. And now through that journey, I realized that burnout, stress, anxiety, depression is a major problem in the health care workers because they are looking at suffering dealing with suffering throughout their major part of their life. So it takes an emotional mental toll. We Most of them are not able to speak out because of the stigma attached to it, because of the fear of judgment, fear of losing their license of practice. So that is why many don't speak out, and they suffer in silence, and many quit the profession just to distance themselves from the pain,
Yes.
and many even take their lives.
Yeah.
So it was an eye opener for me also, that there are many like me who are in that space of not being able to do service to others because they themselves are impacted so badly emotionally and mentally.
So true. So true. We need to take care of our doctors as well. Thank you. Thank you for taking that mission. So, how did you get into your writing journey? I heard that you have written a book, and now you are on journey of writing another. So, tell us something about that.
When I was into my healing journey, I discovered that I had already always loved writing. I always loved reading books. But in my medical career, there was never that time to follow that part of my personality, my passion. So when I saw the Shweta speaking on the India Authors Academy Instagram page, I I vibed with her. I vibed with her talk. I vibed with her mission. So I decided to take that chance to reach out more people, to pass on and spread the message of awareness that it is a problem in healthcare workers, that even healthcare workers, even healers are humans and they do need healing themselves too at times. So we never tend to ask, the doctor always asks us that, how are you feeling? But it never enters the patient's mind to ask anytime how the doctor is feeling.
True.
So the doctor always shows up, but I felt that nobody is showing up for the doctors, and nobody is talking about the mental health and the emotional impact of the doctors because of their profession.
True.
No matter what they may be dealing in their own lives, I had to return back on duty immediately after I lost my mom. And I was not emotionally able to process that thing. I didn't have that space or time to process. So that is something that doctors need, that healers also need healing. That's what I want to highlight. So I came on this journey, penning down my thoughts, and going on this author journey had been like a therapy kind of for me as well. And the support and guidance I received from Shweta was immense. And I never thought that I would complete this journey. But yes, I published my book, which is the journey of a doctor in quest of peace and purpose beyond the pandemic. And I'm writing the next book, which is to be out shortly,
Wow.
which is the spiritual transformation, healing beyond the body. Like, healing is not just about your physical body, it is about your mental and emotional healing as well, and spiritual healing as well. So that is the aspect I want to highlight, that it is not just your physical body that is in pain. It is what starts here that goes mostly to your body.
So, how are you going ahead on that journey to spread the word about this stigma and how you are ready to help others? So, how are you moving forward in that journey?
This podcast is a major aspect.
Wow.
So, thank you for amplifying my voice. And yes, I want to carry on writing more books and spread the awareness, as well as some simple tools and techniques, some teachings, spiritual learnings that I have had on this journey to other doctors, healers, so that they needn't wait for other people to heal them. They have the power to heal themselves. They have the power within themselves to heal themselves and be better doctors, better healers for others as well.
Wow. So, can I see your books as well?
Yes, so this is my book, When the Mind Met the Soul,
Wow.
which
And-
is a doctor's quest for peace and purpose beyond the pandemic. In this also, though it's a fiction book, I shared the tools and techniques that helped the doctor heal.
Okay.
And this is another book that I am writing right now, which is Healing Beyond the Body, a spiritual transformation journey. That I want to highlight that even when you are on that spiritual healing path, challenges don't end. Challenges will keep coming, but you are more empowered within yourself to deal with them, and you are more in a space of peace and balance to help yourself and, in the bargain, help others as well.
Wow, what a great message. So, thank you very much, Dr. Colonel Archana, for being here and on this podcast and giving us all these insights. How a doctor in army goes through all the mental traumas and how they really get affected because of that, and how all these people, the medical professionals, really need healing as well. And your mission, Heal the Healers, heal all these medical professionals, is an amazing mission. And I really would like to congratulate and thank you for taking up this mission. And thank you very much for being on our podcast and giving us all this insight.
Thank you so much, Manish. Thank you for having me here. It was an amazing experience talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.